This is my passion. This is Ike's Outdoors. Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. I'm here today to show you guys the new locked and loaded glueless inserts, outserts from Clean Shot Archery. I say insert, outserts because they make two different kinds. They make an insert and an outsert. So what we've got here, I'll show you both models and how to install them. This is going to be the outsert that's going to replace the outsert for my SD hunters on my deer crossing arrows. It's going to replace the outsert on there, and it's going to do it without glue. What we've got here is we've got two pieces, and inside it's got a bolt, and you're going to have your Allen wrench. To put this thing in, you're going to take that set screw and slide it in there and get it started just a little bit to where these two pieces are together. You can see how this thing works. I just dropped the set screw. So this is going to come, the outsert's going to come in three pieces. We'll show you the insert here in just a second. But you got your main piece, and you've also got a piece down here that's threaded, and you've got a bolt that's going to go in there. So to get this started and put this in, what I do is drop the bolt right down in there, take the bottom piece and put it on, take the Allen wrench that they provide with it, and just give it a couple of turns and get it to where it's kind of, to where it's started, and then you're going to insert it in the arrow from there. So, just like that, I got it started. I'm going to take my arrow. This, like I said, this is my this is a deer crossing arrow, the SD Hunter, and it has an outsert on it. So I'm just going to slide it right down in there, and it's going to be a good, tight, snug fit. So don't be surprised if you got to push on it just a little bit to get it down in there. Now, with this thing loose, I can actually move this thing around. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set it by simply screwing it down. It's going to take a little bit, just like that, and now it's in there and it's solid. So I've tested these outserts like this, and I've had zero problem with them. I've had zero bend. I've had zero want to pull out on me in the target. They've done a fantastic job as far as staying in and as far as getting a good flight. Because of the way it's designed, it's self-centering, so when it goes right in there, you know it's centered up. There's no slop to it. It's got a good tight feel to it, and it's going to give you a good center every time, and it stays in there really, really good. So I mean, absolutely secure bond down with no glue. That's the outsert for the SD hunters, and I say this is not just for deer crossing arrows. They're also going to fit a wide variety of arrows on the market. They make one of these for just about every arrow that you can imagine. The other one here I'm going to show you is going to go into a standard size arrow. I've got just a gold tip arrow here with no insert in it. It's got the same basic principle. It's just an outsert or an insert, and on the bottom here it's got a little bit of a area that's pretty rough. It's got some grooves on it that are going to grab, and inside you're going to have a set screw. Same basic deal. You're going to want to start the set screw before you put this in here. Just give it a good little push and get it started, and then go ahead and slide it down in your arrow. With it in the arrow, you're going to take again the Allen wrench that's provided, and just hang on to the insert and just give it a few turns until you feel that thing bottom out. You feel it getting tight. It's got a little bit of travel to it, and it's going to center it. And once it's tight and it's seated down in there, you're going to have a good tight bond, or a good tight insert on there. And once again, like I said, I've had no problems with these wanting to come out. They're good tight. They got a good they're self-centering, and they stay in there. I mean, repeated shots and absolutely zero problems with them as far as them wanting to come out. Just absolutely solid once you get them in there. So they also make them for a standard size arrow. They make them for your skinny arrows, and they make another one that's got the same concept as the insert that went into the gold tip for your Easton arrows that are going to be a little bit smaller diameter, like the Full Metal Jackets and some of those. So they're going to cover a wide variety of arrows. You know, this outsert here is going to work with some of your Victories, and this one's going to work with some of your Victories, your gold tips, your deer crossing, your Easton arrows. You're pretty much going to be covered with these. So not only are these glueless, which is going to be awesome to use, they've worked really well. You don't have to glue them in. They worked really well as far as staying in, but if you're ever out in the field, on a hunt, 3D range, somewhere like that, keep a couple of these in your pocket, keep a couple of them in your bag, and you can replace an insert on an arrow, no problem. In just a few minutes, just with an Allen wrench, you can replace an insert. So they're really good for that as well. But I'm going to shoot them full time. I think they're outstanding. The other advantage to these things is because you can loosen them up, is you can actually index broadheads with them. Indexing broadheads means changing the position of your broadhead. I like, when I shoot my broadheads, for them to be lined up just like this. Of course, I shoot a big two-blade cut-on contact head, and with this insert, all you got to do is get a marker, which is right in front of me. I just completely missed it. Make you a mark on here. Okay, so now I've got a mark that extends from my outsert all the way down to my insert. Take my bow, which this one doesn't have a rest on it, and when I line it up, I can actually line it up on the string and get that broadhead facing the way that I want it to face. All I got to do is, when I get that broadhead on there, if it's facing sideways, all I got to do is pull the arrow off, drop this Allen wrench in there, loosen it up, turn the outsert the way that I need to turn it. Again, that's where the line comes into play. Turn it just a little bit and tighten that thing back up. And once it's tightened back up, I can make a couple more shots. Once I get my broadhead flying the way I want to, I can tighten that thing down again. I can do this repeatedly. I can do it any number of times that I want to, till I get my broadhead indexed exactly the way I want it and flying exactly the way I want it. So I really like that aspect of it. If you're like me, like I said, I shoot a big two-blade cut-on contact head, and you can do all the tuning in the world, but sometimes they just don't want to fly right, and the way to fix it then is to index that and get it to where it's facing parallel with the bow. If you get into where they're horizontal, sometimes they'll want to plane on you. And you know, yes, you can actually just move the knock, and you can change where your broadhead goes. But sometimes it gets the broadhead where you need it. You can get those vanes to where they're going in there and they're rubbing your cables, and that's going to be even worse. So now you're going to have that thing veering off to the left every time. So you used to be able to do this with aluminum arrows. You could just heat them up and you could index your broadheads. And I think this is an outstanding product. I really, really like it. It's going to go, this is what I'm going to be shooting on my deer crossing arrows. Got these SDs. I've also got some of the hunter shafts, and definitely going to be putting these on my broadheads, or on my arrows. Makes tuning your broadhead that much easier. They hold great. I'm just absolutely amazed. You know, you hear no glue and you think, okay, they're going to come out. Not these things, man. They hold outstanding. Just absolutely solid when they go in there. So very, very impressed with that overall. And just, I mean, I'm really happy with them, and they're going to be on all of my arrows. From now on, they're going to be on these SD Hunters, and they're going to go on my Hunters normal shafts as well. So for more information on these, we'll put a link right here, and we'll put a direct link down in the description, so you can just click on that. And for more product reviews, how-to videos, be sure to check out our website, ikesoutdoors.com. Appreciate you guys watching.